Tuesday. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins.
And I'm 10 Tampa Bay Meteorologist James Gregorio.
And we have another weather impact alert. We went with another one because of the cold temperatures for tonight. Ironically, I think it'll actually be warmer in some locations tomorrow morning than what it will be or what it was this morning.
I think so, right? But still chilly and enough for some frost.
Yes, and some areas inland will actually be colder tomorrow morning than what they were this morning. So I think the coastal areas actually be a little bit warmer, and if you're inland, with the light winds that are coming and the clear skies and dry air we have out there, we're going to really drop those temperatures out. So that weather impact alerts from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. We do not have freeze warnings, although we will see some freezing temperatures. We have frost advisory. Excuse me. And you can see again they are away from the coast. So we're kind of right back into like cover your plants.
Right.
Or
whatever has survived the last couple of cold snaps.
Whatever's left over,
exactly
at this point. We do have the freeze warnings that go further up to the north, and you can see the frost advisory goes all the way down south of Lake Okeechobee. I mean, those inland areas, and that's the area that I think is actually going to be colder in some spots right in here. That just cold air kind of pulls in there, especially when you have the really light winds. And so that's where we think we're going to have temperatures that are really near freezing as we get into early tomorrow morning. And even if the actual air temperature is 33, 34 degrees, you can get deposition, you can get frost. It's basically the moisture in the atmosphere drops out and freezes on the leaf of the plant. And that's what really does the damage. You can have colder air around it and it won't be as hurt as much as if it has ice on the leaf. And that's essentially what frost is. So current temperatures right now, obviously we're cooler. You can see we're in the mid 50s out there for just about everybody. We do have some 60s inland, which is also ironic because those 60s is where we're going to be colder tomorrow morning.
Right. So they're warmer than the other locations, but they'll fall further overnight and get colder. So,
Kind of a flip-flop there.
Yeah, no doubt.
So these temperatures are for Tampa, and you'll see we'll fall pretty quickly out of the 50s this afternoon and down through the 40s. And then we're talking upper 30s to low 40s tomorrow morning. This morning, it was close to the upper 30s. So we're adding 2, maybe 3 degrees to the wake-up temperature tomorrow morning compared to what we had today. It's not a big jump. It's still cold. But we had forecast 39 for Tampa for this morning, and we're forecasting 42 for tomorrow. So not a big jump, but hey, St. Pete right around 50, Sarasota around 42, and you can see those Polk County. Look at Wauchula, Arcadia, 30 degrees. All right, 29 in Dade City, 32 in Brooksville. So those whole areas through Bartow, through Mulberry. I'd even watch Fishhawk. I mean, Fishhawk's be about 34 degrees, and there's a lot of nice plants there. So you need to cover those one more time, and then
we're good.
I think we're good. All right?
Well, we're good for the next several days.
Yeah, so we can give you that, right? I think we're good, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, but we're definitely going to be warming things up. So today we barely made 60. Inland spots did, as we just showed you. Most areas along the coast stay in the upper 50s. Tomorrow, weather impact alert is over at 9 a.m. We'll be already warming up at that point, and we're going to go close to 70 degrees for tomorrow. Look at that. Tampa at 70. That is almost perfect. Low to mid 70s for highs.
Welcome to San Diego.
Low humidity, exactly right. Stay classy. And mid 70s for inland locations. That's really nice. And we should soak this up. The average high temperature is now 75. So Tampa itself's a little bit below average, but that's
inland,
okay.
Be a great night for the ball game at Steinbrenner tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right. And so then as we get into tomorrow night and Thursday morning, right? Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? So then Thursday morning, much milder, 40s and 50s. So no freeze issues at that point. We're not worried about it. Keep in mind this air is very, very dry. So humidity-wise, so fire danger is still very, very high, and will stay that way for a while. Then you look at the overnight temperatures. In fact, they should be about 57. The low is not populated right now. We had some almanac data issue, but we are definitely looking at lows coming up into the lower 60s, and that is mild.
Very comfortable when you walk out the door in the morning. No jacket needed. The hardcore Floridians might want a light jacket at 65. I don't need a jacket at 65. I'm good to go. Especially when it's going to warm up to 80 degrees.
And it will be that way almost all the week. And then you see as we get into next week, we're pushing low to mid 80s. And that's for Tampa, and that's near the water, right? So that means when I see 84, 85 degrees Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, about a week from now almost, that is pushing 90 for some inland locations.
Yeah. Especially when they don't have a sea breeze or anything kind of cooling them down a little bit.
And now it's too hot. Right? I mean, too hot for the season, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, those are 10 degrees above average.
Yeah, at 85. And imagine, Bartow, Wauchula, you head towards Lakeland perhaps, and, in towards Winter Haven, they might be pushing 88, 89.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
And we just saw that this past week, so we're going to do it all over again. I like to say that, how the weather patterns repeat themselves every other week, it seems like, about a week and a half span. And that looks like what we're going to happen. Now, there is a little bit of a change. If you notice the cold air that's coming south, in fact, you know what, let me back this up, because backing it up will actually get us to where we are right now.
There we go.
Ooh, bounced out
there we go.
So see how the cold is coming down the East Coast there? Now watch, it lifts a little bit. We get another shot coming down across the Great Lakes in the Northeast, but look how shallow that is.
Yeah, it doesn't dip very far.
I mean, barely to the nation's capital versus where we are now.
Right.
See, it's all the way down to Miami almost, right? And then the next one comes down, and it barely even makes it to D.C.
Yep.
All right, and now let's
But
follow
that ridge in the west, man, has been like impossible to break up.
And it doesn't look like it's going to break.
No.
He's talking about this area over Arizona, L.A., down in the northern Mexico. And usually you get a trough in the east and you get high pressure in the west. And that's what we have seen. But even as we keep continuing to get these troughs, they're not as shallow. So you would expect maybe to break up that ridge a little bit. And you can see a little bit of cooler air coming in.
It's sort of shifting a little further. But that hasn't happened a whole lot this winter.
No.
And that's why it's been such a terrible ski season in Colorado and Utah.
Yeah.
They've had a couple periods just recently. Tahoe, you had the avalanches when they did get some snow. They had a little bit of snow. But portions of northern Vermont have 3 times as much snow as Colorado.
Wow. That's
right?
nuts.
So imagine you spent all that money to go ski out west when you could have spent a lot less.
Could have gone to Killington
versus
Breckenridge or something like that.
Yep.
Wow, yeah, that's a big difference there. Boating looks pretty good. Southwest winds, 10 to 15 knots, but it's actually 10 to 12. It's not going to be a whole lot. And you can see this is the morning hours with the southeast wind. And then obviously a little bit of that sea breeze comes in the afternoon. That's when you'll get your 10 to 12 knots out of that, okay? Light chop out there on the bay. Water temperature still fluctuating. 62, that's the automated number that comes in off of Pier 60. But I've been seeing a lot of numbers there at like 66 degrees. So it's not much warmer.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of on the cool side for us. Now let's talk rain. We obviously need the rain.
We do.
We have backed up the majority of the rain to Saturday now at this point, especially the first half of the day. We still think we'll get some rain on Friday. But as a result, we actually have a weather impact alert for Saturday because it's the weekend, it's the dry season, and we need the rain. We haven't been getting any, and all of a sudden we're going to get it on a Saturday. All right, so if you have Saturday plans, keep that in mind. We do have a better chance for some rain on Saturday. Sunday actually looks better, so if you got to pick a day. And in temperature-wise, we're not really dropping anything.
No. So again, another cold front that's finally got some rain with it, but it's got no cold air with it.
Yeah, nothing.
Right.
So Thursday's dry. This is Friday at 10 a.m. That's our 30% chance. See these showers trying to develop in here.
Yeah.
But the main front's up here.
Yeah. So those prefrontal showers are pretty minimal, really light, really spotty. So it's really Saturday that not only we get the lion's share of the rain, but even the heavier rain is Saturday.
Yeah, look at this kind of trying to brew out here.
Yeah.
Right? There's the frontal boundary. It's going to try and pick up some moisture and throw it our direction. Watch as that comes in.
Yeah, kind of
bowling ball there on Saturday morning.
Jumps on board, which is good. Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. And some of the numbers are about a half an inch, quarter to half an inch, maybe a little bit more. It's going to fluctuate as it usually does, but you can tell that is pretty decent.
I mean, I think even last time around, a couple days ago, we got a little bit of rain. Sunday, we got a little bit of rain. Guidance was like less than 1/10 of an inch, and there were 3 or 4 locations, St. Pete being one of them, that got 1/3 of an inch. Yeah. So the guidance was not great. So the what we call the quantitative, right?
Typical.
But anyway, it was good to see that at least in a few spots we did better than we thought we would.
Yeah. It's never uniform.
No.
And the models a lot of times will show you uniform, so we know that's not the case.
Right.
So where these yellows end up is where you would get some higher amounts, and where they do actually end up, we are not going to know until probably Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. All right. So we kind of have an idea. If I'm looking at this now, I'm saying the best chance for rain, and a lot of what I've seen is from Tampa northward. All right. And then probably over on the East Coast, because watch as we go through the afternoon, that's around 4 o'clock. You can see it's moved to the south and the east, so they still were getting some rain over here while we started breaking up some of the showers along the coast. So That's the rain chance right now. We do eventually have high pressure building back in over top of that as we move into Monday, and it's actually a warm high. You see the wind is coming out of the northeast here? That is a moderating wind very quickly. When we've gotten the cold air like what we just have, we get a north to northwest wind, or maybe it just goes north, right? When we turn that wind to the northeast, usually it happens a day after, maybe a day and a half after we get the cold air in here, but as soon as it goes to the northeast, we warm right up.
Yeah.
And then the wind behind this front that's kind of washing out, if it is right out of the northeast. So we're not going to be all that cold at all right behind it. 440, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at those extended temperatures, and then we're going to talk more snow.
More
right,
snow. A couple of live
No,
looks,
not
too.
just out west. What am I talking about now? A lot of that snow in the northeast.
Yeah.
We'll have that for you coming up.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
All right, let's talk about first some cold numbers for tonight. We showed you those, so there you go. There are the lower 30s that are for the inland locations. All right, and that's for tomorrow morning. Now, as we get through the afternoon, we're mid to late morning, we're going to warm up pretty quickly. And we go to almost about 70. Now, notice the overnight lows come up, all right, and then we're back into those 60s, and then those daytime highs are back up into the 80s. But now, as we get even further, because when you look at that 10 days out now we're getting into March. So we're getting into that time frame where we're getting to where it's harder and harder to have the colder air come in here.
Right.
And so the latest that we have a record low temperature in Tampa of 32 degrees or lower is March 5th. That record low temperature is 31 degrees. We do not have another record low temperature south of 32 until November 16th.
Okay.
Which I think is like 31 degrees as well.
That's an awesome day, November 16th.
Yeah?
Yeah. I know a couple of people born in November,
Yeah,
right?
a couple of people. But yeah, I mean, so then you look at the pattern, and when we showed you those warm numbers, this one right here, this goes all the way out through the 6th.
Well, there you go. There's
March.
the ridge in the east, right? So it totally makes sense.
Yeah, you're just not, you don't have any indication on the model, and he's talking about this ridge, right? You see right here, right? Big high pressure, which means wind's coming up this way.
Which
Maybe
means
slide
the
further
nice
out.
in the upper air pattern, we stay warm. The warm air just comes up from the south. The cold Arctic air kind of stays locked up where it should be.
Yep.
That's the pattern. You see all the green on the right-hand side of the screen over us, over the southeast. That's what was in place really on the west coast, on the western side of the U.S. for most of the winter. Yeah. And that has allowed, us to get our cold snaps and allowed the West. I mean, Montana must have had a record-breaking warm winter. I mean, there were so many mornings where Billings, Montana was
just dry.
Just
too,
dry.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Colorado, Utah, dry.
Well, and so that doesn't mean that we're just set up for this and that's how we're going to be, but we're transitioning, okay? And so we'll have to see how long this one lasts. But we think just looking at that through March 6th is probably going to go almost through the 10th.
Right.
Right? At least part of it. And so by that time now, you're almost talking the middle of March. And getting sub-freezing temperatures in Tampa in the middle of March is really hard to do. In fact, we've never done it as long as we've been keeping records, right? Not past the 5th. Now, I am talking about Tampa, which was 38, 39 this morning, 42 tomorrow morning, right? That does not include Hernando and Citrus County.
Right. So Brooksville, areas like that could potentially see a freezing number as we head towards that date.
I did not specifically look at, like, say, Crystal River's freezing numbers. I'm just doing Tampa.
Yes.
But just Tampa, you get an idea, right, of the chances. So we've put it, I mean, I kind of want to say we put the coldest behind us.
Right. So as we get closer to the end of the first week of March, towards the middle of March, at least for the Tampa area, in Tampa, we really have two chances of seeing freezing temperatures. Slim and none.
That's good to say. I was interested in that. I was like,
You're like, where's it going with this?
So here's a look at the nation right now as far as precip goes. You can see we've got another almost like a little clipper system coming through the Great Lakes.
A little bit of rain in Northern California, which they need.
Yeah, pretty decent rain. And then here we go. Look at that. Montana getting a little bit. Idaho getting more of it.
Yeah. How about that? I mean, and if, ironically, that's southern Idaho, and that's rain.
Yeah.
It should be snow this time of year. Yeah. Coeur d'Alene, some beautiful spots there, and it's wet. It's not white.
So what do we have here? We have
a package out of New York City on the snow, New York City, New Jersey, all those sort of preps. So if we want to go to that.
Let's do that. You can see now they have cleaned up, or not, I would say cleaned up. The snow has stopped. They are in the middle of cleaning up from that.
Right.
And then this system, if it can even get through all there, would be a light snowmaker. So it's not a big deal for them.
Little insult to injury, though.
But take a look at this. This was some amazing snowfall. And in fact, a few areas set all-time record snows for the date.
More than 3 feet of snow is blanketing towns in southeast Massachusetts, and the cleanup from this week's bomb cyclone is expected to take days.
We just got walloped. That was one big snowstorm.
37 inches fell on Providence, Rhode Island, smashing a nearly 50-year-old record by 9 inches.
Did not give it a thought that we would have another blizzard like 78 in my lifetime.
From Maine to D.C., folks are slowly digging out of the biggest blizzard in decades.
The snow is really slushy. It's just on the edge of freezing. It's very heavy to shovel.
Even the plows had trouble. This one caught on a power line. A driver narrowly escaped injury when a branch smashed through the windshield. And another fell into a sinkhole.
Both tires popped, the air brakes are gone, the whole truck's totaled.
At one point, more than 500,000 customers were without power across the Northeast. New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill says more than 90% of the outages in her state have been restored.
As I've been saying, if you've seen one storm, you've seen one storm. This storm was not normal. We were ready.
Another winter system is headed for the Northeast that could bring several inches of snow or rain to some areas as soon as tomorrow morning. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Yeah.
Exactly.
None of that. I was telling him during that I would like to fly there to experience it. But and you'd be stuck there for a couple days, right? Because airlines, all that kind of stuff. But then to be able to just fly back here, it would be amazing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's no fun when you're going in early for snow coverage for a storm like that.
Yeah.
And then you get your SUV stuck in a snowbank at 2 in the morning and you get pulled out by a bunch of landscapers hooked up to your tow straps.
I would just get hungry. That would be my thing. I'm like, and nothing's open.
Right.
I'm starving.
The Wawa's usually pretty good.
They're
usually kind of open, but there's no Waffle Houses up north, so they're not going to be open.
No. All right, just about 4:50. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we have a couple live looks we'll show you.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called attorney Dan Newton. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
Okay, 4:51. Welcome back. This is a live shot from Boston right now. Obviously, you can recognize that bridge, I should say.
Roads look great. They did a great job.
Look,
I mean, they got a lot of snow, but they did a great job getting it off at least the kind of major roadways.
They are sitting right now at 28 degrees. We're about 58. They have a feels-like temperature of 22 degrees, and you can see the sun's out. They do have some snow in the forecast for tomorrow and a high of 31. Well, you know what's more impressive? The low tonight is 11 in Boston.
So the sun is out, but not for much longer. The sun's going down
right
in Boston
up there,
pretty
especially.
soon. Yeah.
11 tomorrow morning there. They will make 43 for a high temperature on Saturday, but it'll be right back down to 9 by Tuesday morning.
It's kind of par for the course.
I think Monday's highs in the 20s again. They'll get a little more snow Tuesday. And then I think they will start a little bit of a warming trend as well, too. Again, most of the warming that we're going to see on the East Coast, I can't really say that. It's more the Southeast than it is the Northeast. And some of the Mid-Atlantic will actually warm up a little bit. D.C. finally gets some melting to happen there. But certainly going to be a lot warmer for us. Take a look at the 7-day forecast here. You see 2 different weather impact alerts. We've got the one for tomorrow to cover for the frost advisories, okay? And then we've got one for Saturday. Now, right now, that one's, it's not for severe weather, it's just for rain.
Yeah, and there's so many events going on Saturday.
And that's, I mean, we've got the
Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix.
We got the Strawberry Festival. You got a ton of other
It's
things
just a lot going on
and
a Saturday at the end of February in Tampa Bay. And to have rain, and it looks like a pretty decent chance for coverage, too, especially the first half.